Squeaks, rattles, wind noise, and water leaks can be some of the most difficult conditions to diagnose. Although modern-day equipment has made identifying potential problems during production easier, it has not been able to account for the kinds of problems that can occur over time. Hi, I'm Chuck McLennan. In this Buick Know-How, we'll be looking at various concerns on Park Avenue, LeSabre, and Riviera models. Let's start out with squeaks and rattles on the Riviera. The underbody of the Riviera may be producing some rattles from the rear suspension and exhaust system. If you look carefully, you can see that the rear suspension features independent control arms and springs for each wheel, enabling vertical movement for one rear wheel without affecting the other. Rear spring noise due to the orientation of the rear spring may cause some rattle. To correct this, make sure the spring is aligned with the mark on the lower control arm. Another possible rattle concern is with the brake lines. The brake lines run the entire length of the vehicle body. Traveling on gravel roads or irregular pavement could cause the lines to rattle against the underbody. Some rattle noise may also occur when the parking brake cable hits the jack pad. Simply readjust the lines to correct these conditions. The exhaust system may also cause some rattle. The seal, located after the exhaust manifold, could cause a clunking noise on acceleration. A new seal with 3 ridges on the inner diameter corrects this problem. Oh, and while we were preparing to tape this Buick Know-How, we received word of a new solution for a front strut noise condition that has been reported on some Riviera as well as LeSabre and Park Avenue models. Owners may complain of a very noticeable creaking or rubbing noise coming from a strut when the steering wheel is turned. It's caused by the jounce bumper rubbing against the upper shaft of the strut. Although the bumper itself is rubber, the noise it makes is usually described as the sound of metal rubbing on metal. For this reason, it's very possible that the complaint might be misdiagnosed. You may assume, for example, that the metallic noise indicates a problem with the strut bearing. The thing is, replacing the bearing might take care of the noise complaint, at least for a while that is, but eventually it'll come back, and most likely, so will the customer. Fortunately, there is now a relatively simple procedure for eliminating this noise. It's this sleeve bushing that inserts in the top of the jounce bumper and reduces friction between the bumper and the strut shaft. The bushing and jounce bumper will be provided as an assembly. To install the bushing, remove the strut and disassemble it using a compressor tool. Replace the jounce bumper with a new part and reassemble the strut. And that'll take care of the problem. Some wind noise at the door glass area may be produced between the upper and lower portion of the B-pillar. This is eliminated by replacing the weather strip with a new, wider weather strip that has an extra lip. To replace the weather strip, remove the sill plate. And slowly detach the front lower A-pillar cover, taking care not to break the retainers. Once you've done this, remove the interior trim lace and loosen the lower B-pillar inside trim. Next, remove the top half of the weather strip from the retainers and remove the bottom half from the body flanges. Clean off any residue from the two patches that secure the weather strip to the body at the belt line. Once the patches are clean, install the new weather strip by beginning at the front belt transition and peeling off the backing tape from the patch on the weather strip. I've already removed the backing tape and installed the weather strip at the lower A-pillar. Work the weather strip from the A-pillar back to the upper rear corner. Next, press the weather strip into the metal retainer beginning at the upper rear corner down to the flange. Keep in mind that the upper portion of the B-pillar is a retainer and the lower portion a flange. Continue to work the weather strip into the sill plate area. When done, use your thumb to feel for any areas that are not properly seated. Pay special attention to the front lower area below the A-pillar. A bend in the weather strip in this area may cause sealing problems. Other areas producing wind noise around the door glass are the A-pillar, the lower portion of the B-pillar at the belt line, and the entire length of the door glass. Keep in mind, the lower portion of the B-pillar and the A-pillar produce the most noise. To further diagnose and repair these wind noise leaks, the chart in the reference manuals will assist you.
Hello, my name is Ian Doran. Wind noise continues to be a major concern to our Riviera customers. While we have been correcting these conditions at the plant, there are still going to be some vehicles that may need repairs. The new weather strip that Chuck was just talking about is a perfect example of product improvement during production. We felt there was enough cause for concern that we redesigned the weather strip and began to install them during production. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that every vehicle built before the new weather strip will need one. You see, the nature of the frameless door glass system, as well as slight body variations during assembly, are enough to cause these wind noise concerns. During the course of production, slight modifications are made to meet body specifications. This results in slight differences between each vehicle. The new weather strip should help correct these conditions, but you may still need to adjust the glass. Remember, adjustments are critical on these systems. Adjusting the glass the wrong way can make a slight wind noise a whole lot worse. Now, Chuck will walk you through the adjustment procedures.
Let's go on to door glass fore and aft adjustments. Start by marking the top and bottom adjustment points and the stabilizer bracket adjustment nut. Then, loosen the nuts. Once this is complete, you can grab and push the glass either forward or rearward as necessary. The glass and module move together as one assembly. Now, tighten the adjustment points. Now, close the door and check the adjustment. At the front, check that the new glass position does not fold the lip seal under the glass or rub the windshield pillar molding. At the rear, make sure that the glass top corner does not come too close to the rear pillar. The glass stands up slightly when the door is slammed due to air resistance. This results in a smaller clearance between the glass and the roof molding. As a last check, make sure the glass will not blow out at higher speeds. Do this by pushing out on the glass from the inside of the car. Push forcefully at the highest corner on the glass.